So this is not a first impressions video as I initially anticipated. So I filmed this once and then I wore this all day, and then I lost the footage of me actually applying it. So this is a second impression, but I'm gonna kind of go over what I liked about it, the things that I found, and also apply it so you can see. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the L'Oreal Paris Skin Paradise Tinted Water Cream. I have it in the shade medium, I think, medium 2. Does it say, where are you? Yes, medium 2, and I believe they have about 7 or 8 shades, so not a great deal. But what you'll see as I'm applying this is does actually adapt to your skin tone anyway, so I don't think you would necessarily have a problem if it was a little bit too light or a little bit too dark. It looks a little bit light going on, and then it just blends perfectly with my skin. So this is not a foundation, like I said, it's a tinted moisturiser. I bought this because I watched a video which was done by Miss Budget Beauty. I love her, she's great for reviews, go and check her out if you haven't already. And she tried this out and did a day wear test of it, and she really was impressed with it. Now the reason I really wanted to try it out is since lockdown I've been really enjoying not using a lot of heavier products for my skin. You've probably heard me mention a million times before, but I love this, which is the Charlotte Tilbury. I never remember the name. I'll link it down below. It's in medium, I know that, but all of the labelling is rubbed off now. But this is kind of a base, like a healthy glow base that you can use below your makeup, and you can also just use it on its own. And very often I do just tend to reach for this and just use this and a little bit of concealer. Obviously this is very pricey, so I wanted something that I could buy on the high street that wouldn't be as expensive, and when she was explaining and describing this, it just sounded exactly the same, so I had to try it. I have to do this super quick because my son has just woke up. Right, so where's it gone? That would have. He's looking at me as if to say, who are you talking to? Right, so I'm going to apply this first. I'm not using any base other than SPF. There is an SPF 20 in it, but that would never be enough for me. So I'm just going to put some on my hands so you can see the texture. So the texture is actually quite, well, not quite, it's not thick, but it's a lot thicker than I would expect from a tinted moisturiser. Like, it grabs, as you can see there. It's not kind of like running down my hand, which is great to work with, much more manageable. So I'm just going to pop some of this on directly onto my skin. As you can see, it's coming off slightly lighter than my skin tone, but it works fine when it's actually blended in. And to give it a fair chance, I'm just going to use a stippling brush, because this is what I would usually use. The actual texture of it going on, you can almost feel, well, you can feel that it's a water base. It feels very cooling. It's very easy to blend. You'd have no problem, I don't think, using your fingers or any sort of method of applying this. It's very easy to work with. I've probably put a little bit too much on, if I'm honest. Yeah, it's really cooling. The actual product itself promises to give kind of like a glowing finish, like a glowy finish, which, as you can see already, is definitely doing that. It doesn't necessarily promise any coverage, which obviously as a tinted moisturiser you wouldn't expect. You would just expect kind of like a nice even finish. But I was really impressed when I put this on, first of all, because it actually does give me coverage. Like, I had a breakout there, you can obviously still see it slightly through, but the coverage it's given me just from being a tinted moisturiser, I think is very, very impressive. What I like about it as well, let me just drag it down a sec. I'm going to just work it in my hand because it's settling weird on my nose. Now, even though it gives a glowy finish, and I do believe that it promises that, and 100% I agree with that. Like, you can almost see the glow on my face. It definitely has the coverage that I would want. I wouldn't want any more coverage than this on a daily basis anymore. It's just not what I'm looking for. I also think it's done a really good job, like especially around my nose, of covering my pores, which is something I suffer around those areas. I have got some dry skin here, which it hasn't combated in any way, but I wouldn't particularly expect it to. Okay, so I'm really happy with the coverage and everything is promised so far. But to give it a fair result, I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of my normal makeup. So I'm going to add my Charlotte Tilbury. No, I'm not. I'm going to add my Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer, my loose powder from Dermablend Vichy, the Vichy Dermablend. And I'm also going to add some highlighter, my Fenty Duo Beauty highlighter. I'm going to wear it all day and then come back to you in the evening to see what I think. Okay, so I am back. It is a lot later now. It's about 2:45. Why are you so high up? Let me just move you down a bit. Is that better? You're on a wonk, but I'm sorry about that. It's about 2:45 and I'm kind of forced to do it this time because, like I said earlier, I'm going for drinks, so I would naturally at this point in the day redo my makeup if obviously I was going out or if I've had the need. So I've just had a quick look in the mirror. So it goes without saying that it's rubbed off. So it goes without saying I've obviously lost coverage around this area because you can see my breakout coming through. I'm not concerned about that in the slightest. I am yet to find a foundation that would not do this. I touch my face constantly, especially my chin. I'm constantly like this without even realising it. And even the most full coverage foundation, like I used to use Estee Lauder Double Wear many moons ago, I've actually still got some here from when I purchased it then. Even that would eventually come off in this area, so that doesn't concern me. In fact, this isn't even a foundation, this is a tinted moisturizer. Like, it blows my mind how it hasn't come off more in that area. In terms of oil control, like I said earlier, I don't really suffer with oily skin. However, apart from slightly on my T-zone, but nothing like, I wouldn't say generically I have oily skin. But like I said, it's really, really warm out today. It's boiling and I've been out in the sun all morning, sweating basically. So yeah, there's obvious, I mean, I don't know if you'll pick it up on the camera, but around my nose and around here especially, like basically my whole T-zone, apart from my chin, that's just worn off, but I could do with some blotting, which I wouldn't usually suffer with from any kind of foundation. However, like I said, it is really warm today, so you know, I've got to give it like kind of a fair chance with that. That could just be because of the heat. Yeah, it's definitely showing more oil around this area, but I've still got that glow of the product. Like I still feel like it's showing through the kind of the actual coverage of the product, that glow. I do think that I prefer it now that it's worn off a little bit. Apart from my chin, this would be the kind of coverage that I would go for. So just slightly more glowy, which again the heat has probably helped with. And I also, like I said, I found that when I put it on, first of all, it was way more coverage than I anticipated, in a good way. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. I mean, I haven't lost any coverage over this kind of area here at all. And I would be more than happy to just kind of like continue wearing this for the rest of the day. I'm just going to blot this area and see how it comes up. I'm just going to just use regular tissue paper. Bear with me. Okay, so I'm just going to blot around this area and see whether that would be enough to kind of, nothing's even coming off. See if I'd be happy with that. Okay, so now that I've blotted slightly, I mean, again, it's hard to see in the camera, but it has definitely removed the moisturizer from around this area. So I don't think it would be the kind of product that I could kind of like blot and then just carry on. I think if I wanted to have like the flawless coverage you give me at the beginning, or the flawless finish you gave me at the beginning, I would need to reapply. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with it. Like, for what it is really, really putting itself as a contender against my Charlotte Tilbury, and that is a big claim coming from me. So yes, very happy. So I hope you enjoyed this style of video. If you do have any questions, please leave them down below, or if there's any particular products you'd like me to see review, then please let me know. But otherwise, I will see you in my next video.